All right, everybody, welcome to our virtual staff meeting. This is going to be in lieu of our staff meeting in November because we have a retirement party for Robbie Farrell.
Woo!
Woo! Yeah. Congratulations, Robbie.
Yes. Thank you, Robbie.
So we're going to make this quick, short, sweet. There's a quiz.
Yes.
So
Get it wrong.
Get ready.
yeah, it's open book. It's open book. So instead of having the staff meeting, which, by the way, you can do on your own time, please just have it done by, what is that, Tuesday? Is that the 18th? 15th? Whatever it is.
The 18th, I believe. Oh,
It is the 19th.
19.
Please have it done by the 19th of November. And so Robbie's goodbye party is from 3:30 to 5 on the 19th of November in the Granite Room at PCOE Maine. So we hope to see you there. But please have this completed by the 19th at 3:30. So we will have a good time with Robbie. And so please have that completed. And then the quiz will be kind of your accountability to get it all completed. There's going to be a couple trick questions. So you want to make sure you watch this whole video so you have the answers to the trick questions. So Cindy and Brett are here with me, and Heidi will be joining us shortly. So we're excited to be with you. Okay?
All right. Hey guys, Brett here. So I'm going to talk to you about one of our new processes. So when we have students start in our programs, new referrals, for example, we have a lot of emails that get exchanged, and one thing that we want to make sure we do is have what I like to call a warm body count. So we have projected start dates, so often the school secretary and the coordinator will communicate with you about when a student is expected to start. However, as you may find, students don't always arrive when we tell them to for various reasons, and it messes up our service providers, so they don't always have an idea of when they should have been providing service, or if they missed a scheduled service date. So what really helps us is when, for example, Kelly, my secretary, emails you that a kiddo's scheduled to start, say, on the 19th, and they don't show up till the 21st, please email the group and say, hey, Johnny started on the 21st, not the 19th. Any sort of information is really helpful. All right. It should be a very small thing that that you need to do, just to kind of, it's almost like sealing the deal. It closes the loop so we know a kiddo is actually there, as much as we are in classrooms. Sometimes we aren't there to check to make sure everyone shows up when they're supposed to, or if there's been a glitch with transportation. All right, get ready. Here comes your quiz question. What is your favorite kind of candy you got for Halloween?
Now, what is your favorite?
What is yours, though?
Mine? Oh, but what is yours?
Yeah.
So I want you to think about that. Mine,
Yeah.
I like Reese's Cups.
Ooh, that might be the
Chocolate and
answer.
peanut butter is the best.
Ooh.
All right.
Hey guys, it's my turn, and I am going to talk to you about our CAC, and we need a CAC rep. So that's somebody that's a parent of yours, hopefully, that would volunteer to attend our SELPA meetings that we hold. They would just take some time. I think the meetings are once a month, and they usually have information that they're sharing. They ask for input, and so it's a really important role, and right now we don't have anyone and we are desperate. So please look at the flyer that is on our screen right now. Also, we will be making sure that you get a copy that you can send home to parents. And just, if you know a parent who's, just really positive, who really wants to see our positive results out of our program, then I would really reach out to them especially. But let them know that we are looking for somebody immediately. It's really a requirement that we have somebody. So please reach out, help us out, and get us a CAC rep as soon as possible. Thank you.
Hey, everybody. So up here you see Symbaloo, and the address up here is Symbaloo. We know that Symbaloo sometimes has its glitches. We understand that some people have trouble. If you ever have issues with it, please contact Justin Moore. He is more than happy to help you with that. So here's Symbaloo. On Symbaloo, though, it has the Heart of PCOE award link, and that is a new thing for our culture. And so one of the things that we're trying to do at PCOE is really trying to make people happy. One of the things that makes me happy is really good watermelon, just so you know. So that's a good answer to a quiz. So up here on the Heart of PCOE award, you're going to click on this, and you're going to go ahead and it's going to take you. When you're on anything that goes to the intranet, by the way, you're going to have to log in. This is, I think, sometimes our instructional aides have issues getting onto Symbaloo. You need to log in with your login that gets you onto your computer with your password. And that will take you to the Heart of PCOE award. And you can make a new announcement right here. And we would really encourage that if you're seeing something, and you can say, like Cindy Swenson. Oops, sorry, Cindy, I put a Y. Cindy Swenson deserves a round of applause and put it right here. And we're going to save it, and it's going to send it out to all of PCOE. I think one of the things that we really hope is that we all recognize the greatness that's within each one of us and what's going well in our own classrooms, and that we really want to celebrate what's going right, because there are a lot of things going right. And so please, we encourage you to use the Heart of PCOE Award to really celebrate and show what's really going well in special education, because we know how hard you work, how well your instructional aides work, and so we want to encourage you to do that. And if you have any questions, please let us know. Thanks.
All right. Hey, guys. Cindy, I have a question for you.
What's your question?
So I recently had a student move in one of my programs, and I had this giant binder thing. I think it's called a CUME.
Yeah.
All right. And
Know
I
what that
need to get it to another program and teacher. And so
Okay.
what I was thinking I would do is that I was going to put it in my car, and I
Okay.
was going to meet up with the teacher at Starbucks. And, after a couple of cappuccinos, I was going to hand it off to him and any sort of loose paperwork. I don't know if I need to have everything in the CUME actually when I hand it. I think I just give it a few extra pages with it. And then, it's a Friday, so I guess she could drive it home with her and then take it back to her classroom the next day. Would that work?
Actually not, Brett.
Oh,
I know
really?
you're new, and hey, so am I. But let's talk about it. So,
Okay.
you want to talk about dropping it off to the secretary?
No, I was thinking of just taking it right to the teacher.
Oh,
'Cause,
take it-
I mean,
yeah, no.
We work with these people. Why
No.
not?
Okay. So, potential is
Mhm.
that it could get lost.
Oh, yeah.
Potential is you could drop it off to the teacher and then say, hey, I don't know where it went.
Mhm.
Brett never gave it to
Right.
me. We did have an incident over at Ophir where we had a couple of our CUMEs got passed to a teacher.
Mhm.
She didn't know, and they were sitting there for a while, and the other teacher's going, hey, where are they at? And it took a lot of time for us to run it down.
Mhm.
So those are some reasons
Is it
why.
important to keep the CUME? Does it matter if we lose it?
Very important that you
Oh.
get
Yeah?
it to the right place.
Okay.
And so also if you leave it in your car, it could get stolen, and then
Oh,
you
yeah.
know what? The liability is
True.
huge. So
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
what we're doing instead is you can go ahead and take it to Roz or
Uh-huh.
Randy.
Okay.
Right
Who are
now, they are over at the annex.
Oh.
They are Randy. Actually, what is his last name? Do you guys know?
McKean.
McKean. Randy McKean is new, and so you might be getting some emails from
Mhm.
him. He's helping us. He's brand new. And then Roz,
Okay.
you can take it over to the annex into their area.
Mhm.
They are developing a process. It's not quite there yet, so there will eventually be a good process of checking in and checking out. But at this point, that's where you need to go with that CUME file. Does that sound good?
Sounds good.
Super
So,
straight and
random
simple.
question.
Yeah, what's your random
favorite?
question?
What's your favorite movie?
My favorite movie is Zoolander.
Hi guys, this is Heidi and I'm here to talk about CUME management files. We want to make sure that we keep our CUMEs organized, so we have a little spot for you right here on Symbaloo for CUME management. I'm going to show you where it is. Right there. Hopefully that worked. And then we want to talk about no exploding CUME file syndrome, so please keep your CUMEs organized. We have the CUME file management that we have got for you. And then we also want to talk about IEP compliance guide. So we have an IEP compliance guide that we've laminated for you that's going to be distributed. And we also have it on Symbaloo. So there you go. We're looking at it now. Okay. All right, and I guess I'm supposed to add some interesting tidbit about me. So I'm a creature of habit. Every single day I eat the same thing for breakfast. It makes things much simpler for me in life. So I eat a fried egg, half an avocado, and salsa every single morning. Creature of habit. All right, thanks you guys.
Hey, everybody. So just recently, the California dashboard has been released. So I'm going to go ahead and show you that. The California dashboard, if you have not seen that, goes through some scales. There's blue, green, yellow, red, orange, and you really want to be in the green or the blue. The California dashboard, I'm going to go ahead and put Placer County Special Education. That is our school. That is our CDS school. All of our programs are included in that with the exception of Sierra Vista. Sierra Vista has its own, what we call, CDS code. So you can look at our California dashboard and you can look at some of our things. If they have no performance color, it's because there's not enough information in that area to give you a score ranking. So you can see our suspension rates in the green, but we have some issues with chronic absenteeism. So that's one of the things we talk a lot about, really working with our families to get them to school. We understand that, our SMD population's absence is a challenge there. You can look at some of the other areas that we have, some of our enrollment. It would be good to really look at some of these areas. 40% of our students are chronically absent. As a real positive, that declined by 8% from last year, which is great. So fantastic. Our suspensions rate is good. That's declining, so you can look at some of those. And then you can also Sierra Vista. There's a lot of vistas. So Sierra Vista, and we're going to put in Placer County. Hopefully we'll find it. There we go. Sierra Vista. Because Sierra Vista is so small, they only have 12 students. You really don't see a lot of information on the dashboard. But you can see that the chronic absenteeism, and Sierra Vista has been working on that. They've actually increased their chronic absenteeism. But their suspension rate has been declining because they've really been working hard on PBIS and restorative practices. So those are some things to look at. Over the next few years, we are going to be looking more at our CAS scores. And I understand that CAS scores is a little challenging because of the nature of some of the students that we serve here. I want to just take you to this website. It's right here, cafs.cde.ca.gov. And if you go to this website, they're going to show you different areas. The majority of our students, with the exception of Sierra Vista and I think one or two maybe at Skyridge, because the DHH populations, those are computed into their home districts. So Ophir and Del Oro are computed into Loomis and into Del Oro. And so with those are going to be included in here as far as SBAC, but the CAS scores, California Alt, we're not a bird, no cause.
No cause.
So right here, you can go ahead and search for that. And you can actually look up, here is the state average. They're level 1, 2, and 3 as far as California Alternative Assessment, level 1. And if you actually want to look at California Alternative, I have horrible spelling.
Yeah, you type fast.
Score definitions. You can look at kind of what those are. Let's see if I can find it. Nope, I'm back to the same website. Level 1 is really just that the student is at a very basic level. Level 2 is that they have some understanding, and level 3 is that they comprehend the standards. So with that being said, we want to be at level 1, or level 3. And so you can look at the state level. Granted that at a county program, we're going to serve obviously students who typically have more significant disabilities. So we can look at Placer County, and we're going to go to look at special education because all of our programs are under that CDS code. So if you search that, you can then see that we've got some work to do. So one of the things that we're going to look at, and this is not a criticism of teaching or anything like that, we have some questions of just kind of things like how many of our students are actually able to orient to the test. And we don't really have that data because the state isn't able to provide that. And we haven't actually collected that from you as teachers. We have questions about access. How are they able to access the test? We have questions about is technology that we have for the students to access the test, is that sufficient for this test? So those are just some of the questions that we have when we looked at this test. And so with that being said, please understand we're just going to dive in with you guys a little bit more to kind of look at this results. It's not a criticism of any sort at this point. We're just really having questions. We just want to kind of figure out what does this data show us? Because we want obviously our students to be achieving and to learning to the maximum of their capacity. And so we just want to be able to work towards that. So if you have any, it is a challenge because we don't, at this point, have any breakouts for your own individual classrooms. We are going to be working on that. and having that data taken out and broken up. So we hopefully will have that. But at some point, we may start having small discussions with you about kind of how is CAS test going, or when you administer the California Alternative Test. Are your students able to orient? Those are questions that probably your coordinators will have those. Yeah.
Students need.
There was about 15 or 16 questions that we asked about those points. And so some of the things that we may do as administrators is go to other counties that may be having a little bit higher scores. I will just tell you that when we looked at some of the counties in the state, that very few are performing a whole lot better than us, but we wanted to really look at what are they doing maybe differently that maybe we could implement. And so we're not necessarily so focused on the tests, but just really looking at the instruction and the practice. So just wanted to let you be aware of those. So if you have any questions, please let your coordinator know.
All
Thanks.
right, fun fact, Bryce.
Yeah. I already gave my fun fact.
Okay.
I already gave one. We're just giving one fun fact.
All right,
Hopefully you caught my fun fact.
Hello, everyone. Okay, so I'm going to be talking to you about our PCOE classroom agreements. That was the time, remember last meeting we had where we talked with Kim Wood, and she came and talked to us about the matrix. And we all love Kim. Yes. Oh, my gosh. She was amazing. I think she really encouraged all of us, and I know you guys, especially I know just talking to my DHH staff that they were super excited to actually get back and implement that. So I want to do a shout out that I have 2 schools that actually have already started implementing the classroom agreements with their team.
Good job.
Yeah. So we're moving along. And Kim actually helped me with getting one of my teams going. And so anyways, it's really important that we look at those. I'm going to show you how to find them, and I'm going to tell you a couple things about it. So if you look at Culture Building on Symbaloo, click on that, and then look at PCOE classroom agreements. There's also some other supporting documents as well, but that's where you're going to find that kind of information. Click that mark, and then you're going to download right here, and we can enable editing. So this is where you're going to go and find what Kim worked with us on. And this all on this side right here, you can change these. You as a team decide what you want to do, what those agreements are, and then you start building in this area right here of how you want to address each one of those areas. So for example, you might want to say to your staff, and this is what we did, we use this for our staff. So we wanted to say that our staff, we were going to speak our truths respectfully, and that we were going to not move to silence, but actually address our concerns with each other in a respectful manner. So that could be one of yours. And so if you were to do that, you would put that in your box and then talk about how you were going to address that. And then those are all our agreements. So what we did in my team meeting on Monday or Tuesday, I can't remember which day anyway, we actually sat down. We said that was one of our agreements. We all went around the table and then said, do we all agree? We did a thumbs up. We all agreed, and therefore it became a norm or expectation. So you would do that for each one. You want to make sure that you would get agreement. Kim kind of modeled that for you guys, and then Kim modeled it for me as well when she met with me. But you want to make sure that you get agreement for everybody, because then what you're going to do is take that agreement, and the next time you have a conversation with somebody and it gets disrespectful or somebody's going silent and you know that they have something that they need to talk about, then you would say, hey, remember our matrix, remember that classroom norm that we set? So we need to move back to that, and let's make sure we're safe. We're going to go ahead and let's talk about what we need to talk about. Okay, so it's really an accountability for your staff. I think it's going to help us with building culture, which is what we're working on this year. So if you have any other questions, you can talk to your coordinator about that. And I'm excited to see this process in place. Thanks.
All right, hey friends, I'm here to talk to you about 30-day IEPs and amendments. Okay, so 30 days have kind of been a pain in the butt in the past and currently, right? No pun intended. So we're looking at 30 days. If you really have a question, please talk to your coordinator. Some of the past practices and historical ideas around 30 days is we have to have one every single time a kid moves. Our real requirement is we have an interim IEP coming from outside the SELPA. We need to have that 30-day. Districts and parents will push on us for 30 days. So talk to your coordinator and see if it's really required. Depending, everything's circumstantial, but don't just think in your mind kid came, we have to have a 30-day because what it creates is a backlog of IEPs. You're all living the same reality that getting IEPs calendar right now is a challenge. So if we can reduce the amount of IEPs required, an idea would be if a parent is insistent they want to know how their student's doing, just give them a call. If you want to have a little parent-teacher conference, maybe include your coordinator if you feel like you need support in that area. That might satiate the need for the parent's involvement or a need. But again, talk to your coordinator. Segueing into
minor changes can be done by an amendment.
Right.
Yeah.
Very good. And then amendments. So all IEPs are an amendment if they're not an annual, if they're not a triennial. Okay. We're going to get some more support on how to print and look up attachments in amendments. That'll be a separate video that we do later. But just if you're ever having like a behavior review, if there was a restraint, if you're having another meeting that isn't an annual or isn't a tri, don't click any of those buttons. It's just an amendment. Okay. And again, work with your coordinator if you need support in that area.
Ring, 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 ring.
Oh, hey, Heidi, what's up?
Hey, I just was wondering about something. One of
Okay.
my students walked into the door today,
Ooh.
and he got a big old bruise. So I was going to write that on the data sheet. Is that how I should handle it?
Well, it's good to note it, but we also need to do a body observation sheet. You know what those are, right?
I don't think so. Can you
Okay.
help me out a little bit?
Well, luckily it's on Symbaloo. Pretty much everything's on Symbaloo.
Oh, yeah, the core board for teachers. I love it.
Okay, so if you go on Symbaloo, there's a body observation sheet. And so if you click on the body observation sheet, you can mark on there what is going on with that student.
Oh, yeah, the crime scene investigation looking thing. Got it.
Yes. Okay, so on there you need to write down with the student's name, the date and the time, the date of birth, the teacher, and there really needs to be 2 observers. And so if you observe it and also someone else, so just have
Oh,
2
okay.
people observe it.
So me and the BSA or
Could be
okay.
any staff member.
All right, great.
You're just
Thank
going to
you.
mark on the body where the observation was, and then you're going to just mark if it was a bruise, a swelling, a laceration, a rash, a scrape, an abrasion, or other. Just mark down kind of what the color is. So it sounds like this kid has pretty
Oh
red
yeah,
bruise.
it's swollen and it's really red. So I'd mark that first box there.
Sure.
So the 0 to 2 because it clearly just happened today.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, got it.
And then you need to make sure that we contact the guardian or the mother or father.
Okay.
And then we need to note down what time you contacted them. Let the nurse know in case the nurse needs to come and check it out.
Okay.
And then we need to send a copy home in the backpack, send a copy to the nurse, and also your coordinator,
Okay, got all of that.
and then also to the CUME folder.
The CUME folder. Okay. Oh, I wouldn't have thought about that part of it. So which section does it go in?
You know what? I'm going to let you, because there might be a quiz on this at some point, I'm going to let you
quiz?
go ahead and go to Symbaloo and go onto the CUME management file, and I'm going to let you go ahead and look on that list of where it might go, because it might be on a quiz.
Okay. All right. I'll have the answer for you on that quiz.
Okay, you got it.
All right. Thanks, Bryce.
Okay, bye.
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 Till next time.
Bye.
Have a good day.
Bye. Thank you.